We just heard big things about combat in Coral Island, but before we talk about that, let's go back to February 2021, where the only information we knew about combat. The only thing we knew back then is the player can fend off monsters using weapons. During combat, the player's energy and health can deteriorate when the monster hits the player. The player can regain them back by consuming food. They also said there are plans to allow players to disable combat in the game, so we'll see how that is. And in the old trailer, when they showed off combat, you could really tell it was in the early stage of the alpha, where they just haven't had anything done yet to it. It was very simple. You just swung and it hit the enemies. Now, I'm not saying the combat right now is super difficult or anything like that, but it definitely seems more refined than it used to be. And they're looking to get a lot of feedback about the current combat and how it looks and how it operates. So if you are part of the alpha players, go ahead and play it, go ahead and test it out and put it in the alpha Discord what you like, what you dislike, what you think should be fixed. You'll be able to attack, block, stagger, and dash. These are essential for combat. If you don't utilize these for combat, there's a good chance you're gonna die while you're in the mine. In this GIF, you'll see the player with the sword, and it's basically doing all of them. He's attacking, he's blocking, staggering, dashing, all this stuff. And it's really cool because it looks like the spider actually has some awareness around you, so if you are dashing somewhere else, it's gonna look that way. You can also see the spider charging at you, so when you see it charging, you can dash out of the way and then go back and attack it more. I personally love this system. I hope it's not too easy or too hard. I think a nice thing to add into this game would be combat difficulty while you're in the mines. So if you were able to go into the settings and change that difficulty at any point, so for people that are just want to do story things, don't really care for combat, want to go diving, want to go farming, want to get ores because it is probably going to be essential to do that, but want to avoid the spiders and the bats and all that stuff, I think it's important to add something like that. And for people that are going to be loving combat in this game, there should be a harder difficulty where the lives of the spiders and bats are going to be a lot more. And conveniently, you'll be able to use the combat to break crates around the mines, and there'll be hidden things over there, so you can see this player hit these crates and there was gold coming out of it. Now, the really cool thing, there is going to be bosses in Coral Island, so you're not just going to be fighting spiders, they're also going to be bosses. So maybe once you hit every 25 levels down on the mine, maybe there'll be some sort of boss. In the last one, level 100, there's gonna be a super hard boss. Maybe not too hard for those players that don't care for combat, but it'll be nice to get some sort of challenge in there. I'm really excited for this because this is, I think, what I'm gonna do prioritizing more is just to get to those bosses, get the cool gear. We don't know the importance of bosses yet, or what they're gonna drop, or for what reason. Is it gonna be for story wise, or is it just gonna be to get more ore? But it is always exciting to see them adding more things, and I think by the time the full game releases, the combat's going to be perfect. And also, if you do have fear of spiders, whether it's a phobia or you're just not a fan of spiders, they are going to be adding a feature, it looks like, where you are going to be able to turn that down. I believe they're adding a feature where you're able to somehow not be able to see spiders in the game, because a lot of games have not done this, but there is a game, Grounded, that have had a better way to deal with that, where if you are afraid of spiders, then you'll be able to turn a slider where you won't be able to see them at all. You'll just be able to see some sort of asset, but you won't be able to tell the actual spider and what it looks like. I'm glad they're adding this, and I might even turn it on because I'm not a huge fan of spiders. I don't think the spiders in this game are as scary as some in like more realistic games, but it is nice that they are catering to those players. That's about all we know for combat for now. Let me know what you think about combat, and if you are going to be the type of person that is going to be prioritizing combat in the game, or maybe you would turn that combat level down all the way to story level where you don't really have to worry about combat at all. And with that said, give this video a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.